So you are here. This is the bridge that stretches to the edge of the world. Its lower steps beckon to the brave and the curious to step up and begin that trek. The sun dazzles the eyes from above and shines in a shimmering ribbon of light along the river that etches out the canyon so far below. There is a crystalline, timeless quality to the air this high up. It is charged with static that sparks like all the potential she knows is waiting for her. Is waiting for her here and waiting inside her. Each breath chills and exhilarates. The Three of Wands invites you to explore. Now these sticks are from previous people that were on this bridge. She is deciding to go farther. And as she goes farther, the bridge continues to grow and expand. She's found the courage to go beyond. There's a connection to cats. And I was crying in the backyard the other day, releasing some tension and trauma, doing the work, and turned around and there was a cat right there, watching me bawl my face out. Very interesting. The Three of Wands invites you to explore, seek out the uncharted, expand your horizons, take a long view of situations, and express leadership. This is Sagittarius. You've gone beyond time. Expanding with your soul and spirit. This is also Sagittarius. The connection to Sagittarius within the tarot. Temperance. Divine alchemy. Working with the building blocks of creation. Sulfur and Mercury. As well as salt. But there's no salt present here. And there's no salt present here for purpose. Because you're doing this without form. But you will be putting into formation soon in order to manifest it. But it's beyond this world. That's because you've gone beyond this world in order to do this alchemy with the forces, the force of life, the energy, the source itself, and the forces of creation. An angel pours the waters of life from one cup to another and back again. In endless equilibrium. There's a connection to the moon and the hermit. Here we have sulfur spirit, Mercury soul, and the third prime element is salt, which represents the body and material form. The absence here suggests that the alchemical process occurring is purely of spirit and soul. The alchemical act of tempering a substance transforms and purifying it, bringing it back into balance. The angel is tempering the life force itself, pouring from gold to silver, from sun to moon, from active to receptive, from day to night, from logic to intuition. There is an infinite variety of associations for the two cups, and then pouring back again to achieve balance. The angel asks, where are you out of balance? What elements needs increase or decrease? What is needed to restore harmony in your soul? And what it is patience. Is patience for this process. This alchemical process here that is going on within you. Now, you will be leaving. But right now, you are being forced within the Hanged Man here to expand with spirit. As you're being forced to expand here and find the positive charge within your negatives, situations, you're finding your authenticity, deeper levels of your authenticity, and what you are removing, you are using for transformation. And you are being forced to go within and clear up the conflict within your mind's eye by becoming heart-centered. Tempering your truth, tempering how you release this. And we got into this last time we met up. You're ascending from the Five of Swords. You're ascending through the conflict and learning to temper yourself when you release this and become heart-centered. This is restoring your independence and your authenticity of your truth, which is, remember, it's dark and light. It's this and that. It's whole. It's real. It's of God's world. It doesn't fit into these artificial programs telling you who to be and what to be and who to be. You are what you are. Now you're being asked to speak your world into being. And whatever you're speaking your world into being here, there's a connection to Gemini, the lovers. It has to do with your truth and the tempering of the way you express your truth through this divine alchemy and what you have experienced with getting to this bridge, with whatever is happening here on this bridge and leaving the Hanged Man, which you're not doing yet. Because remember, you're finding patience. You're finding this patience to clear up the element of air right now, to do this work within the element of air, within the mind's eye, to have enlightenment with sulfur, the masculine, the energy. Going from understanding lust, the cup of lust, and expanding the cup of lust with the Ace of Cups. And we talked about how you're getting in a promotion by working within the element of air and honoring that this was a sacred experience in order to understand yourself and to know that you, before this experience, you didn't know what you needed to know. This is an emptying to be filled back up with brother wind, and for you to understand that you don't even know it all yet. You're being asked not to judge this space and place in a way that you have within your past. You're being asked to honor this experience as sacred in order for you to understand yourself, in order for you to understand your mission, in order for you to understand how to speak your world into being with the Father. And that's exactly what you're being asked to do right here with the Father, is to clear this up within yourself and to speak a new world into being. To see this here, to add the positive, to expand with the masculine, to expand with spirit, Christ consciousness. as you've been healing with shame. And this is the work that divine feminine and masculine are doing for the collective. To connect to higher wisdom and open up to discovery within. Now, this discovery, again, is authentic. It's happening within the Seven of Wands. With the Wands, with the Father, fire, Sagittarius season here, and not afraid to be yourself. Look at how many masks have been removed here in order for authenticity to be activated here. And she doesn't give a shit. She doesn't give a shit. She's just literally being herself. And temperance is activated. Something is being put together here through this alchemy, through this divine alchemy, but honoring that it happened through adversity in order to rearrange the structure with the masculine, with the Father, with the fire, to be in alignment with truth. Cold-hearted truth. Now, Kali is the most drastic of the black goddesses, and in her death and rebirth role seeks to destroy all that is thought to be a threat to survival. The blunt and adventurous quality of fire in Sagittarius seeks for the ultimate truth, no matter how or where it is to be found. Connection to December being an auspicious month. Kali reveals that whatever your opposition, you must pursue a policy of no mercy if you wish to achieve success. Action without inhibition is demanded, and you will need to be ruthless in sticking to your plans. However, it is important to realize that if you gloat over the defeat of your opponent, then something you value will be lost. You're not coming out of this unscathed, this matter. This is an important piece of information because it connects back to our last message from Sagittarius to Capricorn, where the sun is expanding with Jupiter. So the masculines dueling, battling out with the masculine. There's opposite forces coming together to clash. And again, there's purpose to this. For the truth to be seen. At all costs, for survival. With structure. This structure is having its rebirth. The masculine is having its rebirth through adversity. And something is reborn right here. And what has been illuminated here within the element of air, that is just this truth that's... that you went to the end of the world in order to see, in order to seek, in order to find, in order to understand. And because of this, something shifts. There is the manifestation from fall to winter on the wheel with relationships, working with your sacral chakra and the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups is so immersed within her connection to spirit here that she doesn't even notice this ship coming in. There's a manifestation coming in. But she doesn't care. She's lost, expanding her soul with spirit, doing this alchemical work right here. This is working with Pisces, finding your positive charge, working with sulfur spirit to expand your soul. Mercury being the feminine, the matter, the masculine being the energy. Putting you directly within manifestation mode within the Magician, because as above, so below. As below, so above. That candle had to be illuminated within the underworld. And was during Scorpio season. And we know that last time we met up with the story of the phoenix, that the phoenix spread her wings and flew, and her predecessor has now been birthed. This illumination and the phoenix rising from the ashes and this death and rebirth was born from what was toxic, though. This restored balance, healing from abandonment in order to have a reunification. October was full of so many meteor showers. Whatever was seen within that was toxic was part of your reunification in order to heal from abandonment and understand manifestation. But you have manifested something here. You've manifested something here of love. Because you've had the courage to face what is true. And in having the courage to face what is true, you are being now asked to get some rest. To get some rest and let spirit do some work. And this goes back to all the work that you did with this bridge and getting to the end of the world in order to manifest with the Father, with force, to find this truth, to find the truth in all the edges of the world at all cost. You're being asked now to get rest because you didn't come out of this unscathed, and it's time for you to heal. And this rest is extra important because it's how you are leaving the Hanged Man here. It's part of it. And clearing this up within yourself so you can expand with your heart. Within yourself. Now, whatever you saw here, this truth that was activated at the edge of the world when you found the courage enough to go farther. You went farther on this bridge. It restored balance. That's why we have the Osho Zen Tarot here. Let's see what's being activated. Releasing guilt. And the removal of masks. What is artificial to have a breakthrough of yourself and transform. With the void, with the mother of matter, with the mother of creation. This is connected to Joe Dispenza's work. He talks about connecting to the nothing. When you are nothing, you are everything. Being empty to fill back up. A new story. This story is played out. This story is played out. This story was played out. It was played out. It was toxic. It was connected to what is old. But activated you. It activated you through the negative. This is healing from having a double life. And a reflection within someone you know living a double life. And it creating guilt. And now you releasing this guilt. Guilt is one of the most destructive emotions in which we can get caught. If we have wronged another or gone against our truth, then of course we will feel bad. But to let ourselves be overwhelmed with guilt is to invite a migraine. We end up surrounded by nagging clouds of self-doubt and feelings of worthlessness to the point where we cannot see any of the beauty and joy that life has to offer us. We all long to be better people, more loving, more aware, more true to ourselves. But when we punish ourselves for our failures by feeling guilty, we can get locked into a cycle of despair and hopelessness that robs us of our clarity about ourselves, the situations we encounter. You are absolutely okay as you are, and it is absolutely natural to go astray from time to time. Just learn from it. Move on and use the lesson not to make the same mistake again. It's about living in the moment. When the achieving mind arises, you lose contact with the paradise you are in. One of the most liberating approaches you can go for is forget all about sin and forget all about saintliness. Both are stupid. Both together have destroyed all joys of humanity. The sinner is feeling guilty, hence his joy is lost. How can you enjoy life if you are continuously feeling guilty? If you are continuously going to the church to confess that you have done this wrong and that wrong, and this wrong and that wrong and that wrong, your whole life seems to be made of sins. How can you live joyously? It becomes impossible to delight in life. You become heavy loaded. Guilt sits on your chest like a rock. It crushes you. It does not allow you to dance. How can you dance? How can guilt dance? How can guilt sing? How can guilt love? How can guilt live? So the one who thinks he is doing something wrong is guilty, burdened, dead before death, has already entered the grave. So there's two massive pieces of information within this reading. Is that A, you are in some sort of position of opposition and you're being forced to fight back, but you're fighting back within as you expand your soul with your spirit, as you've gone to the edge of the world to find this truth. And whatever betrayal got you here You're being asked to stay humble. You're being asked to honor the experience and having the experience on your spiritual quest, and to see that there is no one love expanding with God in wanting this betrayal to play out with more guilt and more shame. That this betrayal is honored as part of a sacred experience within your life in order for you to understand yourself and do the mission, and for you to go to the end of the world and to take one step more than you even thought you could, and to be that courageous and to work with cat totem, to work with the energy of the cat and expand your soul with your spirit and not your formless. To heal from guilt, so divine feminine and masculine, to heal from guilt within the work they are doing for the collective, and to transmute this guilt from this betrayal in order to do this. And look, there's the phoenix rising from the ashes right here where the past is burnt away. And what is new is reborn. Now remember, you are in a challenging new beginning. We found out this also last time that we met up. You are in a challenging new beginning. Congratulations. But it is exciting, because that's what Sagittarius does. Sagittarius can end up in jail and say, well, it was for a good cause. You know, don't take a negative spin on that. Take a positive spin on that, okay? We're going with Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the energy of the father, the energy of the fire, the energy of what is positive, moving with force. The thought is now becoming action. Well, let's just get some more clarification here with this transformation and the phoenix rising from the ashes. Because you had enough strength to go beyond. You found the courage. Let your fears dissolve. Be proud of yourself. Take a reality check. And go wild. But find balance. This whole entire thing has been about the restoration of balance within yourself. This truth, as painful as it is, has allowed you to restore balance within you and speak your world into existence. With your challenging new beginning, from the Eight of Swords to the Page of Wands, here's the harmony being created as death feeds life. Here, here's the balance. The Page of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Wisdom and purification are applied here. Something is decoded. It's understood through the earth. Innocence is restored, but as well at the same time matured. From the Page of Wands to the Queen of Wands, As death feeds life and you have an experience of this betrayal and ending to begin again, understanding that death does feed life here, you mature. You mature with understanding how to act. You mature with understanding how to create with your truth. You mature with understanding you don't want to live a double life. And what this does to destroy and create separation. That you desire and long to be free to act and create with your truth, with a heart-centered truth, within harmony, connection to nature, connection to animals, to plants, to what is natural. This is authentic, natural rhythms of creation. And you have been reborn here. You did your alchemy. You did your alchemy. And here it is, by letting go. And when you let go, because you went from the Eight of Swords to the Eight of Wands, and you see the transformation with the dandelions, and she's just blowing them in the wind within the element of air and letting the seeds go. This is doing shadow work. This is shamanic shadow work and the planting of the seeds by letting things go, by letting it go. There's a restoration of what is natural patterns here. This is natural patterns. Balance, restored, harmony. This is natural patterns. Balance, restored, harmony. This is natural patterns. Balance, restored, harmony. Balance, restored, harmony. Through natural patterns and healing with time. Things have to take time to alchemy, to transform, for formation here. From thought to action into formation to manifestation. It's not a movie. You're not buying this. This is authentic. It's not happening on movie time. It's happening on God's time, on divine timing, through harmony, through a resonance within yourself of this harmony and the feminine and masculine coming together because they understand how to act. They've healed with Force. They've healed with Father. They know it's about harmony. And for it to be harmony, you have to understand rhythm. And to understand rhythm, you have to understand creation and your circadian rhythm and your authentic self. And to do those things, you became formless and went to the edge of the earth to find your truth. Now to come back to expand with what that is here. And it's not of this world, but it is. Right here. What is it here? Something comes together here. It's connected to the as above, so below. Manifestation with the cup. Within relationships. Because you alchemate guilt. And it becomes high vibe. And you heal from shame. And you honor who you are here, and you remove yourself from the programs and you become authentic. And that's where it comes together within Temperance, within Sagittarius season. totality. Totality with the dream. And the burden. Healing from the burden is part of the dream. Connection made. Through change. And it's a change in the energy through a playfulness being restored. Shine. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Shine authentically. And in order to do so, detoxify. All right. Much love. Okay, so I was blowing out the candles. And I was putting the cards away and noticing this. These cards were all stuck together. So we've got the King of Wands. We just got the King of Wands at the end of the message. Stuck to the Lovers. Wow. And there's the red string of faith. Because you have to have faith in this faith. The serpent and the apple. The sun. They found the sun. The energy has been restored here. The energy has been restored. The masculine has been restored through the feminine. And the feminine did this through honoring the sun, the masculine within herself. And the masculine then honors the feminine within himself. And it's all restored. It's one where, of course, within the Hanged Man. Right? It was just right here on the Hanged Man. You're doing your work within the Hanged Man, expanding with sulfur, the sun, the masculine, the positive charge. But in order to do so, it's with the negative. Connection is restored. The Knight of Cups, love expands. With peace. And the King of Cups. And now we have the King and Queen of Cups as well. And within the message, there was the King and Queen of Wands for Sagittarius season. And now we have the King and Queen of Cups. This is a full expansion with God and Spirit here in creating peace within the collective. And something connected here to the new moon. The new moon in Sagittarius, and leaving this space and place with love. And I can hardly wait to find out what it is next time we meet up. Much love.